shit.
Kevin, now this might be in bad taste, but I'm gonna hypothesize with you a little bit. Of course, America has been at some points in our history the target of terrible attacks from extremist groups from various parts of the world. I am convinced that that it would have happened more, but people come here and they're like, wow, this place kind of rocks. And then they're just like, no, not going to do anything bad. Just going to be American.
So you think that people came here with the intentions to do something terrible, but then instead loved it so much that they decided, hey, you know what?
This place ain't so bad after all.
I don't have to do anything bad.
Yeah, like somewhere, some guy from
walked into BJ's with a bomb around his waist.
And then he saw the Pazuki, and he was like,
You know what? Not worth it.
And he took one bite, and he was like, oh.
I don't think that ever happened, man. Well, maybe
I guarantee you it happened at some point in our history. Somebody came here with bad intentions, realized that America is the land of the free, the home of the brave, and the birthplace of the Pazuki.
Oh, God.
And they decided against whatever evil deeds they had planned.
There are really not many people who love their home country as much as you do.
Are you kidding me? All Americans love America.
I'm sure that everybody loves America.
Like, there's some of these like hipster guys that are like, America sucks, but that's just because they think they're cool. Like, they think it's the cool thing to do. They're trying to be different, but they're not actually being different. And they're just being...
They're just being wrong.
They're just being wrong. They're just being dumb.
Okay, but I mean, I love Netherlands too. I think Netherlands is pretty awesome. I grew up there, but I definitely don't love it as much as you love the US.
And you don't love it as much as you love the US. Because, I mean, let's be real. You can't get Pazuki in the Netherlands.
No, which is probably a good thing, Ben, because I've always had a weight problem. I think if Pazuki was for free in Holland now. Anyway, Ben, we see Hart really switching it up in game number 2 as he's going command center first. Is this really the complexity Hart that is oh so famous for his
Who is this guy playing on Hart's account, which is actually QXC's account?
Maybe it was QXC. No, of course it is Hart. Hart, of course, super famous for extreme strong one-base timings. He also gets into really weird situations. I don't know if you saw his game against Hero back then on Ohana, where it ended up with him pushing Hero on one base, and Hero realized he can't really save his natural, but QXC could also, Hart could also not really go up the ramp of Hero. Then Hero secretly in his base went up to Stargate after he had a Colossus already, then got out 5 Phoenix and sniped 5 Banshees. It was pretty awesome. It was like the weirdest one-base game of all time.
I feel like I remember that game.
Yeah, and then it turned into a weird base trade where Hero just had a much stronger army. Yeah, Hart is often a mind behind crazy TVPs. But I've seen a couple of his pushes, and they're so sick. There was one push where he just did not scout at all, but he just knew if this guy is going for any sort of one gate expand or Nexus first, he's just going to be dead, because there is no way he wouldn't have an answer to that amount of Stim Marines and then Siege Tanks and Medevacs. It was one of the sickest pushes I've ever seen on one base. It was against Alicia, I think, at MLG.
Tails also playing macro this game, Kevin. One gate expand into adding some more gateways. I'm sure we'll see something like a Robo going down pretty soon as well.
Yeah, he's still on 1 gas, so he might get 2 more gates before he's going to drop the Robo, which I think would be a safer option as well. He did scout and he saw the double Rex opening, which might kind of give away that this is Nexus first, even though he did not see the Rexes going up, so they could have been there before, but it's weird to assume that your opponent is just going to go 5 Rex in his main base and 4 RCVs, make a lot of Marines.
3 Stalkers against 5 Marines.
Not yet, Ben. I have no idea.
My replay is so much faster than yours. I'm way ahead of the curve here, Kev. I'm just going to pause. Guys, coming up, 3 Stalkers against 5 Marines.
I was like, Ben, what are you talking about? There are not even 3 Stalkers out on the map right now. Either you're a psychic.
Spoiler alert. I predict we're going to see 3 Stalkers out on the map against 5 Marines.
No.
Here it comes. There's the 5 Marines, and here come the Stalkers. Man, that Mr. Bitter guy has game sense.
Pretty sick predictions today, man. As we will see these 5 Stalkers running into these, or these 3 Stalkers running into the 5 Marines in the middle of the map. Obviously not a fight that Hart can win. He's going to end up at least losing 3 out of 5, maybe even 4 out of 5.
There's no bunker.
Is not
what
red.
the hell? What are you doing, Hart? This is... He is
God.
not used to playing macro stuff.
That's a very odd moment to go out with your Marines on the map. There's really no sense in doing that.
And I think Tails sensing the fact that his opponent is in a weak position. There's only 1 SCV out here building this bunker.
A move with Default win.
No micro at all. Let's just dance back and forth and allow the other guy to do some good damage. Finally, we get a little bit of micro.
But now the bunker will finish, and that 1 Marauder in the bunker should be enough to at least keep Hart alive for a little bit longer. It's still tricky though. If Till's going to warp in 3 Zealots, which is exactly what he does, man. And I was not ahead of the curve as we're broadcasting off my screen. He can do a serious amount of damage over here.
Here come those Zealots. Stalkers are supporting, and SCVs need to be pulled, and I think he's just going to walk right past and warp in on the high ground. Bunker going to take a lot of damage. Good job focusing down these Stalkers from inside that bunker.
This is very well done. Also, this one Marine
just
shooting
micro a little bit, buddy, and he does do just that. Backs up, warps in some more units on the high ground. Zealot's still hacking away.
Yeah, I think actually Hard is fine for now, man. Tills is perhaps overextending here just a tiny little bit. Almost picks up that Marauder. Ain't that yet. Zealot really wants his blood, though.
Man, I'm serious. Tails is seriously skimping on the micro here, Kev.
But he's dealing so much damage that maybe he just feels like good enough.
He has killed 6 SCVs. He's going to force this command center to lift, and that's a small victory. Now, he did commit a lot of resources to this aggression.
I think Hard should just go for it right now immediately. Of course, he doesn't know about the timing of the warp ins, but as he just warped in 3 Zealots, he could have taken out this army if he would have pulled some SCVs. Now he's going to get a lot more hard, since it's going to be hard for hard. That's funny. It's going to be 6 Zealots right now, Ben. Of course, the bunker should still keep him alive. Tills, you don't really have to take this fight. Yes, he just wants to kill SCVs, I guess.
He's going to kill as much of whatever the heck he can hit right now. Marauder is still focusing down Stalkers. That's good play from Hart, but I'm starting to feel like it doesn't even matter. It's up to 9 SCV kills. Every single unit is going to die in this expansion. But man, Tails is really being generous with his donations to the Terran.
He's still making probes though, even though right now he's not, but he went all the way up during this to 46 probes, which is of course good enough to afford some gateway losses. Now he's going to add some additional attacks, so he feels quite satisfied with the amount of damage that he dealt. He killed a lot of SCVs, 12 throughout the entire course, and of course took out quite some Marauders and Marines as well. I feel it could have almost been game over already if he would have perhaps handled it a tiny bit better.
Yeah, if he'd have just microed back damaged Stalkers, he would have had a lot more unit retention, and that would have changed a little bit of the dynamic of those fights. But as it stands,
yeah, like the tricky thing is, man, during all this, Hard did go up to starport already. I did not really keep track on that. The reactor is out right now. Does he have stim? Yes, he does have stim. So this is going to be a little bit tricky. He's really going to need some good force fields to keep his
Robotech still a long way off. The robotics facility not quite ready yet.
Well, actually, Ben, as silly as it sounds, I might kind of like Hard's position right now. I'm not going to say he's ahead.
I think he's got a timing.
Well, that's it's a weird timing, but the timing after losing 12 SCVs and killing a bunch of gateway units, that timing is real. We see 5 more pilots being wiped in. Till's just going to need excellent force fields. That's what it all boils down to. If he lets too many units go through, or just miss micro hits somehow, or not see a drop incoming, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. I think Till's going to warp in some Stalkers in his main base soon, because he has to know that, well, he doesn't know about the starport attack.
He's skipping Observer too. He's just going straight up to the Immortals. That seems like a smart enough move. Probe's going to spot these units out on the map, and Tails is going to say to himself,
Hard needs a few more units though. Right now it's quite low in the unit count. Only 4 Marauders, 13 Stalkers. Yes, he does have stim and 2 medevacts, but that's just not enough. Gonna need a little bit more.
It's not enough to take a bite.
Everybody? That's
no, it ain't right to go pick on Protoss.
Type.
Guarantees loss.
Hey, talking about Type, did you read the news today that Type Gaming has officially disbanded?
I did read the news. I was not very surprised by the news, given that I worked pretty closely with those guys, and the management was kind of clueless.
Something that a lot of people at home might not know is that MrBitter actually lived in the Type gaming house for a little while in Germany, roughly 2 months or so, man.
Yeah, something like that. Helped him get started. And relocated a little bit closer to the studio in Cologne.
I heard you live with an awesome guy there.
I did live with 2 awesome guys there. Phoenix and DBS.
No, I mean...
Not DBS.
I mean in Cologne. When you said you moved close to the studio of ESL, Ben.
Yeah, he was okay.
Oh, I heard he was a total badass. But right now, Hard actually has a supply lead over Till. Stills once more going greedy mode, getting RoboBay, getting Twilight Console, and getting Double Forge. He's going to need excellent force fields, Ben.
What do you think if Hart just drops everything in the main? Do you think he could win a fight top the rank?
Of course, but Hart doesn't know what we know. So imagine if he flies in and there are a bunch of Blink Stalkers there, even though he did just see the RoboBay right now, but he didn't know that kind of stuff. So it's always easy to talk when you have
he sees the RoboBay, but he doesn't know the timing on the RoboBay.
Imagine if he drops everything.
Oh, tense moments. It's all going to come down to these next engagements.
He's 10 supply ahead, and he has so much more DPS, of course. There's one thing standing between him and a default win, and that is force fields. And wouldn't be the first time force fields keep a player alive.
Here comes the scouting factory. Hang on, guys. Just let me see what we're up against.
Okay, that's a lot of Zealot. Discharge ready. And now he's checking out of his factory. He's like, oh, there's no charge.
Those are pretty defensive force fields, Kev.
This seems like a fight I could possibly win. He's already getting Vikings as well. See, this really didn't turn out bad at all for Hard. I think Tails should have done maybe a tiny bit more damage.
I think this is getting pretty bad for Tails.
I mean, the longer this goes on, the better it will get again, because right now he's investing a lot into tech. Like, his army was pretty much his weakest 30 seconds ago. Now there's one Colossus out, so it gets stronger. He has a ton of Zealots, and soon his charge is going to be ready, so that's going to make his army even stronger. Did he cancel one of the forges? Because I could have swear he went for double forge first. Or did I like just hallucinate that?
I think you did.
Did I make that up?
You were a Heart of the Swarm sentry. You come equipped with hallucinate.
No, seriously, didn't he make double forge?
I don't know. I mean, I see a new forge going on. No, he does have double forge.
Yeah, but he's making 2 right now, but I could have swore he had 1 before. I'm actually going to watch the replay.
No, he has. I actually have no idea.
Yeah, okay. Our producer just told me that he actually cancelled it, so I wasn't crazy, man. I knew I ain't crazy. Not yet.
Guys, if you're just joining us, this is a qualifier for the Lone Star Clash 2. A lot of great games coming up tonight, including gameplay from Select, Baboom Boom, Ragnarok, and more.
Revival.
TSL Revival, a fantastic, talented young player.
I mean, Hard already pulled the SCVs once more, Ben.
Uh-oh.
So it's going to be 2-base play. He's going to drop quite a few bio units over here as well. Charge is almost ready. It's going to be ready. No!
Big fight on the ramp. Some Zealots getting split up, and that's the fight in the natural. Is going to be a loss for Tails. Wow, big force fields going down. Really excellent force fields, but is there enough to clean up that army? I think maybe there is, Kev.
I'm not sure, Ben. The Zealot's taking a lot of damage. There's not that much DPS anymore. In this army of the Protoss players. Stalkers are dying, but what are you doing? Protoss is in a lot of trouble right now. Zealot's still dying, Immortal dies. It's so extremely close, but I think Hard might be able to do it. Medevacs are still alive as well. Stalkers are dying. Arcon's taking a lot of damage. Well, I have no idea.
He hung up on me, Kev. I think the Pazuki's here.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm casting a fight. I'm doing my job. Would be awesome.
Somebody go out front and make sure the Pazuki makes it inside.
Oh. Incredibly close fight. Ben, back to StarCraft for a few seconds. Then we can talk about Pazukis. 2-2 is ready right now for Hard. 2-2 is ready right now. What an odd moment to go for that final fight. Charge is going to be of course activated once more. It's auto-cast. A lot of Marauders not very good at dealing with these Zealots. I think Tails might have done it army-wise. Well, actually, it's very favoring Hard. Hard, where is your entire
army?
Probes are
coming off the line right now. It's only Marauders in the army, and these probes are going to absorb a great deal of damage. Clutch says there's no Pazuki here. That's very disappointing. Hard still pushing hard. Tails down to just 60 supply.
There are so many. The army supply is so big for Hard, but he barely had any units. Must have had so many units in his main base rallied up or something. But now the reinforcements are arriving. A lot of healthy bio units. New medevacs joining in the fray. And I think Hard has done it after all. There is one Colossus. There are still a lot of Zealots. Marauders are not excellent against Zealots. But in these numbers, man, even Marauders can take out Zealots.
They're going to get it done, son. Here comes Hart once again as these Zealots are doing what they can to repel this force. And maybe, just maybe, actually, Tails will live a little while longer. Colossus goes down once more. 16
army supply for Tails. I don't know why it still looks like he has a chance. But
here comes an Archon, Kev.
Maybe that's why.
I got this, guys.
Offensive blink as well. Man, those Stalkers definitely did believe.
Man, Archon beasting right now. Hasn't taken any damage at all. Finally, he has to be microed back. Last Stalker falls, and with it will go the hopes and dreams of Tails.
More Stalkers being morphed in right now. A couple of Zealots being warped in. This is a pure Marauder army, which is of course terrible against Zealot Archon, but there's just no units on the map for Tails. It's 18 army supply against 61.
18 army supply. Is not going to be enough army supply. Archon's really trying to make it happen, but as you can see, there's just too much Terran, Kev.
It was so close though for a second, but Tails will call GG eventually. Hard wins game number 2, despite being in a really bad position early on. Managed to save his natural, kept the bunker alive. Tails perhaps delaying his attack a tiny bit too much and losing a few gateway units too many, which means that we are going to see a game number 3.
We are indeed, Kevin. We're going to take a quick break. I'm going to call the Pazuki guy back. Figure out what's going on.
This is my partner, guys.
Kevin.
Yeah, I know it's worth it. I know it's
Pazuki Day.
But there are people at home who...
Pazuki. The people will get to watch us eat Pazuki.
Okay.
Did you know, like, back in, like, old England, I don't remember which king it was. No, this is an important story.